Howdy everybody, it's Sir Adam. You know what's old? You. And also this, the Atari 2600, the subject of today's little video. I never grew up with an Atari, obviously, and I never even played one of these up until this year, when I found one at a flea market. It was super dirty, but it came with an instant collection of games, so I was finally able to answer for myself with my own two eyes. If this, I was gonna say little console, but it's not, is actually fun or not. So yeah, that's why I wanted to make this video. Just wanted to share my thoughts of the Atari 2600, show off some of my favorite games that I've discovered, and yeah, just have a grand old time. So join me as we enter the world of Atari. I wonder if you could grill burgers on this. Before I head into talking about the games that I like about the system, I wanted to share some interesting tidbits about the console and controllers themselves. So, here's the console itself. This is the Atari 2600, or as it was originally known as, the video computer system. Like I had mentioned before, I got this at a flea market, and it was disgusting. Whoever had it before either left it in the attic for 50 years, or flushed it down a toilet, or both. Either way, I had to clean it on the outside and the inside. So when I opened it up, I was very surprised to find out that pretty much this entire shell is hollow. The actual console itself is, where's my handy dandy visual aid? Ah, here we go. The same size as a copy of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for the Wii U. There you go, that's your console. Everything else, hollow. One thing I was always curious about with the Atari 2600 were the joysticks. How's that sucker really feel? And now I can tell you. They suck. They're not that bad. It gets the job done, but it's just not the greatest. The button's mushy and the joystick is stiff, to say the least. It's hard to describe if you've never used one before, but the best way I can put it is, it's like one of those motorized dinosaur toys. When you turn it off and try to play with it like a regular action figure, it doesn't feel good. That's what I'm getting with this. It's responsive, but it doesn't feel like I should be pushing it left, right, up, and down. You could do better, and you should do better. Because if you've got any controller with this 9-pin port, most likely it will work on the Atari 2600. So you can ditch the joystick and go for an upgrade. And let me tell you, once you switch over to the Sega Genesis controller, it makes all the difference in the world. There's still a handful of games that are more fun to use this with, like Pac-Man or, I don't know, can't think of any other examples. But this will be a much more fun experience for maybe 80 to 90% of the library. So that just goes to show you that Sega does what Atari don't. On to the games. And boy, oh boy, do you have a lot to choose from. Like I said, the Atari that I picked up came with an instant collection. They're not all created equal. Some are pretty garbage. Like this one, or this one, or let's see, wait, what's this one way in the back here? E.T. But enough about the garbage games. I've picked out my top 5 favorite games that I've played so far. So let's take a look. First up, it's Pac-Man. Or is it? This is a very, 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 very inferior version of Pac-Man. But guess what? It's still Pac-Man, which means it's still fun. Yes, Pac-Man's ugly. The maze is facing the wrong direction, the ghosts flicker and you can't tell when they're scared or not, but it's still Pac-Man. Pac-Man is always going to be fun. It's very hard to mess up Pac-Man. They came very close, but it's still Pac-Man, and that's why I like it, and that's why it's one of my favorites. How many times have I said Pac-Man? Next, we have a even more simplistic game than Pac-Man, Midnight Magic. I usually don't like pinball video games, but this one is just simple fun.
there's not much to say about it. I mean, it's literally just pinball, no bells or whistles here, other than, oh, you have 4 paddles. But it's cool. It kind of looks like a spider face to me, but it's cool. It's pinball. It's fun. Then we have a game that I consider to be more of a gamey type game, if you catch my drift, Berserk. You play as a little stick figure dude as you run around an endless maze full of evil robots and evil smiley faces. I've played the arcade version of this, which somehow looks, plays, and is inferior to the Atari 2600 version. That's pretty sad for whoever made the original. But yeah, this is a lot of fun, especially if you use the Sega Genesis controller. Next is an impulse buy that I bought solely because the cartridge art was bright and flashy. I like bright colors, okay? It's Cosmic Arc, a very cool, unique game. It has 2 phases. That's not something you usually see in an Atari game. You start off in space, fending off your arc from asteroids, and then you land on a planet and try to abduct what I can only describe as noodles? And then you repeat the process. Yeah, it's only 2 phases. They're both pretty short, but it's just really cool. It's actually really fast-paced and can get stressful, but it's a fun game. And finally, we have a game that has been described as having some of the best graphics on the Atari. And I totally agree. The game in question is Solaris. This game is insane. The fact that it's running on the Atari 2600 is a feat in itself. There's so much going on. You've got a map system with multiple different types of levels you can travel to. You've got a warp drive. Everything is so fast-paced. There's planets zipping by you. All sorts of different types of enemies. You've got a radar screen that tracks where in time and space you're at. It's crazy. It's definitely a game where you have to read the manual to understand what you're doing. But once you do, it's a lot of fun.
So there we go. This has been a look at the Atari 2600. This thing isn't just a footnote in gaming history. There's a lot of fun to be had with it. You can pop in a game, play for a couple minutes, pop in another one. It's just good, wholesome fun. And that's always what it was meant to be. But if you don't have an actual Atari to play on, you have several other options, don't worry. You've got plug and plays, mini consoles, game collections on pretty much any console nowadays. I mean, these things don't take much to run. Or there's the ever faithful PC port. However, I don't really see any value in any of those options. Unless you've got the real deal, there's no real reason to go back and play Atari games. You've got better options out there. But if you do have the real console, these games are a lot of fun. And it's really easy to build up a collection because the games are dirt cheap. Anyway, thank you for watching this little look at the Atari 2600. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.